Suvish?
In India.
Okay, good.
Oh, where
just for the introduction part. Well, let's put that directly into the introduction, as we are already live. So hello again to everybody who is there. Today, Ralph and I have a special guest and a lot of topics to cover, as a lot of things happened last week. Starting with the Sapphire, which was kind of a success, or so, maybe. Some words on that. Then probably a little comparison to how the telecom conference that just started today, or happened today, compares from a visual and a presentation point of view. And then, of course, we have had the day before yesterday, Blue K doing a little, well, in plain English, no, I use Kiwi English, stuff up, and not the other word, so which we probably want to discuss as well, especially since we have a special guest here with Suvish, who is the head of marketing for Europe, although he right now is back in home base in India, which is not in Europe. Luckily for them. So we can't spoil him too much. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you, Thomas.
I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun in the next hour or so. What I'd like to start with before getting into any real topic, many of us out here in the wilderness of the internet, we don't really know ZOHO yet, which is should be changed, and even more people don't know Suvish. Means Suvish, the stage is yours. Please give us a brief introduction.
Sure. Thank you first of all, Thomas and Ralph, for inviting me to this quite exciting platform that you have started. I hope the audience really get to learn and also have fun while they're learning. So before I introduce myself, let me give a brief introduction about the company. ZOHO, as rightly said by Thomas, not many of the audience in Germany and maybe in Europe know about the company, but ZOHO Corp has been around for about 24 years now. And in the last 24 years, we have kept reinventing ourselves in different markets. We started back in '96 as a telecom framework building company. Then the '99 telecom burst happened. We diversified and we started into enterprise IT management division, where we built products for data center infrastructure management. So that division is still there. It's called ManageEngine.com. There we have products both on premise and on cloud. In 2004-5 time frame, we saw cloud picking up. We saw some of the players, some of the other vendors, them having a need for the cloud-based products. That's when we released ZOHO.com as a third division of the company. And today, ZOHO.com has about 45 products. All of them are on the cloud. These are products that are for business applications like CRM, your video meetings, conferences, video conferencing, customer support. We have products in HR for human capital management, finance products like expense tracking, for inventory management, for subscription billing. So like that, we have quite a few different departments within an organization that we cover. We also have some deep technology products like ZOHO Creator, which is a low-code platform, Catalyst, ZOHO Catalyst that we released very recently, which is our serverless platform. And then there are platforms for artificial intelligence, which we have branded it under ZIA, where customers can customize their needs and kind of ensure that their processes have enough intelligence built into it. There are also tools for automation like Orchestry, which is into business process automation. So it's a very long list of 45 apps. And these apps.
Sorry, let me just briefly interfere. So you missed out on the most important aspect right now. Where does the name ZOHO come from?
Yeah, it's an interesting story. So the ZOHO as a domain, I think back in 2004, 5, when we were looking for a name, it was available, and our chief evangelist Raju, as the story goes, obviously 2004, 5, I was not in the company. I was still in my college. But as the story goes, he found this domain and he purchased the domain. And that's the, like a typical organization where we have an idea and then we wanted a name, and how the name came. But initially it was an extension of small office, home office. So one of our first apps was ZOHO Writer. This was released back in 2004, 5, I think, which is equivalent to say your Google Docs, right? Or Office 365. So it's been around now for about 15 years for us. Because ZOHO Writer, we had ZOHO Mail, ZOHO Sheet, which is like spreadsheets. So all these office productivity apps were our first cloud offering. Only later in 2005-6 timeframe we launched CRM. So that's a little bit of history. That's how the name came in, and we continued with that name. It's an interesting name. It starts with Z, so it's last in the list.
Yeah.
So it always gets the attention. Yeah. So that's about the apps, and all our apps are hosted in data centers that are managed by us. So it's in co-located data centers. So we don't really rely on hyperscalers. So these are in Europe as well. We have 2 data centers. We are quite focused on privacy, and so GDPR when it was launched 2 years ago. As you know, last month we completed 2 years of GDPR. So we were quite happy that it was released, because privacy has been the cornerstone of our corporate philosophy since the beginning. So for us, it was just a matter of adding few features, and our products were ready for it. But few things changed since 2018. We don't use any more Google trackers on our website. So that was a big change for us. So like that, we have made some changes to ensure that our customers' data are not unknowingly sent to a third-party service. Right? So yeah, that's pretty much an introduction of the company. In the last 2 years, we have grown regionally as well. So we started our European operations back in 2017 and 18 beginning. So we've always had customers here in Europe, UK and Europe. We had our partners. We have a very strong and very wide network of partners. Even in Germany, we have several partners. But we wanted to be there, on the field, where we are closer to our customers and closer to our partners. So that's why we started the operation. Now in Europe, we are a small team right now. We have about 10 to 12 people split across different countries. Our headquarters is in Netherlands, Utrecht. In Germany, we have an office in Berlin. We are looking to expand, hire more people in marketing and customer support, customer engagement. We have similar offices in Paris as well, and we are expanding.
Love to hear this. it's good news.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to go on and on because then it becomes a very long story. So.
Oh, well, we got an hour. And although we have a kind of an agenda, it's not kind of fixed and carved in marble and the likes. It's still probably given that is this week of the year. And the Sapphire Now just came to an end. Did you follow up with Sapphire Now to just a little bit or more? Did you have the chance?
Yes,
After all, they are.
Yes, I did.
I suggest, Thomas, you place your question, then Suvish has a fair answer, because we have a little time delay.
Yeah. No, but it's fine. I think. Did you finish that question, Thomas? Or?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, I did follow up a little bit about Sapphire Now. I mean, on social media, majorly. So I think SAP is obviously they're trying with several new initiatives, which is exciting for the industry, for their customers. It was definitely not the way they would have wanted the event to go because of some technical glitches. But I think so most of the vendors today, they are trying to switch to an online event format, so which is obviously not it's not ready yet, right? So the event technology, online event tech, it is still evolving, and suddenly the entire platform or the entire industry has been put under this massive pressure to host, to manage events at this scale. So even for us, for example, I mean, Thomas was supposed to be speaking at our user conference in Berlin, which got cancelled. Yeah, I mean, but when you look at, in hindsight, so we were supposed to have our user conference. It's called Zoholic, across Europe in May and June. We cancelled it out, and there was this big question internally, whether we should go online, right? So we have our own tool called ZOHO Backstage. So we did our own evaluation, and we decided, let's not do it this year, because the world is not going to come to an end if we don't do the event, right? So let's wait it out. Let's get that technology. Have that technology in a mature stage, and then we'll see whether we want to do events at large scale. So that was a decision internally we kind of took, but we continued to engage our customers in smaller events, more intimate, 15, 20 people, community events where they can interact. We can interact with each one of them. So it's not like a mega event. So I mean, I can understand the pain, because I'm one of them, or my team has has been managing these events, so I can understand the preparation that would have gone through to build something like that. But yeah, I think it is still, because yesterday there was WWDC. You all must have Apple's event, right? So you hear similar feedback where there is something that physical events provide that today online event is unable to do, right? So I think we'll have to just wait it out.
It is different. At the end of the day, it is different.
Yes.
Yeah, it is very different, and to be very frank and honest, knowing now that you have planned to, or that you evaluate it as an alternative to do it online, I would have encouraged you to do so. Even that you would have your own technology, not at a certain stage where you 200% trusting your own technology, because I know that you are like a bit like Swiss. If it's not 150% perfect, you better don't touch it. You do have a standing and a positive reputation, which is a part which makes your partners very proud. And this is probably one of the first statements when Corona hit us, and to place it in the nice British words, when the shit hit the fan and we had the lockdowns and the real problems, that you came along and offered school remotely and encouraged people simply to use for free what they needed at that moment most. A free of charge solution, stable, with all you need, let's say, to survive. And aside of the popular Microsoft or Google stack, and suddenly there was a lot of positive social reflection in the media, in Xing, in LinkedIn, and it was a big sharing within these communities. And for instance, from Nathalie Söll, the statement that she was very proud of working for ZOHO as a partner, and that you enable people to survive in these tough times. And another observation Thomas and I had, which we were very grateful for, is that from the attitude of being a business on the one side, and what your founder said, if you do not have a heart in your body and you are aligned with business, doing business and doing something wholeheartedly, first goes the heart perspective, then the money. This is what really touched me, to read from the CEO of a very multinational large company that he places the human being in the center of its souls. And if I follow him, what I do since several days in Twitter, I'm really it touched me. It touched me what I read there, and I was positively overwhelmed.
Yes. I mean, it has to. I mean, I think that's you have definitely read a lot about ZOHO, so that shows up. It all is attributed. All this is attributed to our beginning. We had, as a company, we had a very humble start, because we never took VC funds or any external loans to grow. So which meant that we had to be careful with our expenses, and also be very sure of the quality of the products that we ship, and that gave us that, businesses where the businesses who supported us back then, and they've been with us so long. So during these crises, we do, as a company, we understand what it means to be a business and to make that business stay afloat during these crisis times, right? So where money is not easy to come in, customers are completely uncertain whether they should buy the product or not. So even the launch of ZOHO remotely, I very strongly remember that, because it was, I think March 7th or 8th. Our company, it went into remote working kind of policy from 5th of March. And most of our employees are in India. So about 9,000 employees that we have, about 70-80% of them are in India. So for a company like ZOHO, which is very closely knit we have a very, it's a funny internal saying. We say that Zoho lives in our lunch halls. So, which kind of explains the
spirit,
the social fabric that is there between teams and between employees. So, for a company like us to go remote, it was a big change, even though we were all on cloud and things like that. But from March 5th, I think because we've been using our own tools, it was quite seamless. Obviously, it was a nightmare at the beginning for our IT teams because they had to, suddenly sort of ensure everything has to be working in remote, the data center team, NOC teams, and all those critical infrastructure teams. But it was quite smooth because everything was on cloud. And I think it was on March 6th or 7th, some of the leaders in the company, they thought, our customers must be facing the same issue. So be doing something about it. So in matter of 3 days, and I'm not making up a story here. We always had these tools. So Zoho remotely has 11 different tools. So we decided internally, customer, if they have to go remote, they would need a productivity suite so that their employees can collaborate. They would need a tool like video conferencing so that they can work on it. They would need a tool for customer support or project management. So we said, okay, these are the tools that we have, and all these tools are built within. It's not acquired tools, right? So it was we brought all these tools together. We put them on a common interface with a common admin panel, and we launched Zoho remotely. I remember, our chief evangelist Raju. He called me early in the morning at about 6 o'clock India time, and he said, "Hey, Suvish, we are going to do this. Let's launch it in Europe as well." And within that day, I called up our teams in Europe and we said, you know what, let's put up a page in German, French, Spanish, and let's launch it, right? And then and we have had a very good take for the tool. I think about 25,000 organizations have already been using the product.
Wow.
And it's free. Just yesterday, we internally have kind of announced. Earlier, it was made free until July 1st. But we are seeing that this is not going to be back to normal anytime soon. So we have now extended the free period until September. So that happened yesterday. So we have not. So that's a new news. So I think customers are really finding it very valuable. So in fact,
it is.
we also have expanded. What we have done is now we have packaged 3 of our remote working tools, which is Zoho Meeting, which is equivalent to say Zoom or Google Meet or something. Zoho Click, which is equivalent to say Slack or Microsoft Teams, and Showtime, which is I'm not sure about the competition of Showtime, but then Showtime is for presentations, for webinars, for training. So we packaged these 3 tools together as a plugin, and for all the CRM customers, Zoho CRM customers, we have provided it for free until a certain period of time. And as goes with any pricing of any of our products are quite affordable. So we believe, software licenses should not be exorbitantly expensive. Kept it quite affordable. So even when they go with a price tag, it will be much, much lower than anybody in the market, right? So that's one thing which anyone who has been following Zoho's pricing, they'll vouch for it. So we thought it's good. This is what is needed for us to do when the community needs it. So there is and when we can do that, for us it's software licensing. It's okay to let go some of that revenue. So it's been satisfying, right? It's a satisfactory feeling that we are able to contribute to the growth and to support businesses.
To an overall good, which is
it's exactly that. It's why I appreciated that you even extended the free of charge usage, and you launched 2 products during the pandemic experience with ZOHO Social and with Begin. So you trusted that you can do a lot of good with what you had in your stack, and even add-ons to make people go in the cloud and have their positive experiences. And I'm personally very grateful that you did this and encourage people to keep on their pace of, let's say, positive struggle to overcome the hurdles.
That's been the goal as well. You have rightly said. Sorry, Thomas, you had.
No. Well, the time lag is kicking in again. Let me ask a little question about Begin. So ZOHO CRM, well, it is more than Begin, but still it is a solution that is fairly simple to use. Is probably a poor choice of word. Actually, it's pretty darn easy to use, and a tool that comes at a very nice price tag as well. So now Begin is placed even underneath that, with you being an SMB player. So tiny little questions there. What's the rationale in placing I now say another entry-level solution?
So that's a good question. That's a deep question. To allow me with some time to answer that.
No, must be right now.
I say deep because there is a slight shift in the market perception, and also the way the market is adopting Zoho. Yes, you are right. Zoho CRM has been positioned as a small SMB kind of a tool, but in the last maybe 5 to 6 years, if you look at it. So CRM as a market has been getting into that commodity kind of space, where there are so many players providing similar features. There will be some variation in features here and there, right? And it is also going into a space where plain vanilla CRM is only meant for small activities and smaller and medium-sized businesses, where the demands are not very complex, right? But in the last 4, 5, 6 years, maybe the amount of different features that we have been releasing with the product, and our product transitioning itself from a plain vanilla product to a platform, also gave the opportunity to enter into large enterprise. So that transition has been happening in the last 5, 6 years, right? So we and it was not a push effect; it was a pull effect. which means we were not trying, we were not pushing it to the enterprise, but enterprises as big as 100,000 employee companies, they tried Zoho CRM for a small team, like a 5-member or 10-user license and things like that. And they started realizing, and they were also using the large vendors for their global rollouts, and they could see the benefits. They could compare it. Now here it is Zoho CRM, which is probably at the 10th of the price or whatever. Should be about that. But as features at at par with other players or any players in the market, and the frequency at which we kept rolling out new features, it kept surprising. It kept our customers always on the toes. They saw that the features are being added now and then. So back then we used to have 2 to 3 major releases. Now we have, in the last 2-3 years, we have got 1 major release in a year and multiple releases, small releases in a year. So that means that the CRM was getting more and more into enterprise space, and the product also got so many features that were not probably required for a entry-level business. So that was so we had a Zoho CRM Standard Edition, which was meant for beginners. But if somebody has to start like a freelancer or a 5-member, 10-member kind of organization, they don't want so many features. They want to quickly sort of have all their contacts in a software, start managing the pipeline, have some basic features like to call, to have some automation. So they just want small set of features. So that's why we launched Begin, which is exclusively for small businesses, who are looking for limited features. And because Zoho Begin is built on Zoho CRM platform, so that kind of explains the maturity of CRM platform, right? You can build applications on top of it. So it is a switch where you absolutely have no work to do. So if your teams and if your requirement has grown, they have grown over the period of time, you want to switch to a more mature CRM, more broader CRM, you can just switch with a few clicks, right? And you are then taken to Zoho CRM. So that's why we have got this distinction of brands as well, so that people don't confuse our customers. They don't confuse with the existing CRM product, and this can be more utilized by small businesses, and the other one for mid and larger. So it's again market demand. It's not something which we are pushing. So just for example, 2 days ago, we did a 2020 version of Zoho CRM. So this is our annual launch. So we didn't do much PR around it, obviously, because of the times that we are right now. But we introduced it to all our existing customers, and we have got extremely positive reviews about this new product, because it comes with lots and lots of new features. And again, you will see these features, all of these features point towards complex enterprise environments, which a CRM product has to handle. Things like CPQ, things like field services, your analytics. All these are now part of some features are going to be rolled out in a gradual manner in the next 2-3 months. Some of the features that are already there, which will help large companies to to get more out of their customer data. Right? At the end of the day, that's what we are trying to do, to bring in more insights so that they can manage the customer experience.
You told us that you are now in India. What time is it exactly in India? Because my clever watch is not telling me different regions from India, unfortunately.
So India has only one time zone, Indian Standard Time. So what is the time now? Yeah, it is 11, almost 11 o'clock in the night.
Oh shit!
We apologize. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
That's
On the other hand, he could have said no.
Yes. No, but
so
this is interesting. So I didn't want to. I wanted to experience it as well.
We even appreciate more, but I'm a curious guy. I would like to learn a bit about, as you mentioned very much in your private Twitter account and your Facebook, that you are into cooking, especially Indian cuisine. And I saw a picture with a child and your wife. So can you tell us a bit about the family man and where are your hobbies?
Yeah, cooking. I mean, I've been into cooking for a while now. I think it was during my college days, and I mean, you have no other option but to cook.
Same for all of us. It's plain survival.
Yeah, and I've seen my father cook. I mean, he used to come home. He was in the Indian Army. So he used to come home and he used to cook some interesting dishes when we were kids. So I think I got it from him. And now because we are in lockdown situation, so I get to experiment more. You're right. So my wife, she's also part of ZOHO, by the way. She heads the marketing for ZOHO's finance suite of products. And I've got a 3-year-old kid. She's a 3-year-old girl. She's gonna turn 3 very soon, and she's been asking about her birthday, which we have no answers how to celebrate that.
Virtual parties are definitely not the same. Yeah, you can make a cake, but how to get that together to join in with the kids?
Yeah, that's the struggle, everyday struggle.
You mentioned that the enterprises are coming for you and you didn't push it. So such as an experience others shared in the German-speaking territories and European markets, such as that it is a voting by the feet of the users, that they see a product, they like it, they use it, and they love it. And they go for, let's say, okay, if you want to get them addicted in a positive way, you give them a no-brain entry level, and then they go for ZOHO 1 at a certain point, and you are happy and they are happy. Yeah, no hurdles, no fuss, no tricky in getting to the next level, which is very charming.
Yeah. I mean, so it again, goes back to the survival instinct, right? So back in, 23 years ago, if you look at it, because we were surviving on our own money, which means that we didn't have the luxury of, high volume sales team, field sales team. So that enabled us to build products which has minimum resistance to try for our, our customers to try. So that and we've had this free trial option way before this became a trend. So all our products carry free trial options. For a very long period of time, we had free version of the product as well for most of our products. Today also some products have it, depending upon the market it is there. And we worked on this kind of strategy where we have point solutions, which is best of breed products that like your CRM or ZOHO meeting or writer sheet like that. We have about 45 products. So this helps anybody in the business landscape to try out, right? So somebody wants to just have social media monitoring products, so they can just try to. And then in the last 7-8 years, what we did, because all these are built from scratch on the same SaaS platform, so we have our own SaaS platform. It was easy for us to bring logically, matching products together into bundles. So for example, CRM Plus, when it was introduced back in 2013, it was first of its kind. I mean, many may not agree with it, or many may not know about the story. Back in 2013, when we launched, we kind of brought together our CRM, our customer support, and our marketing tools, our analytics tools, all of this together on a single package with a single admin console, all of that. Back then, there was no product that could do that because most of the products were so focused on CRM or customer support. So we obviously didn't see the adoption because market was never ready for such platform, right? So we had a slow adoption, but then when the big players, they started introducing similar products and they started acquiring companies to stitch these products together, we saw a rise in our adoption as well. So like that, we launched different packages. So like, for example, CRM Plus is one. We have similar package for Workplace, which brings all our workplace productivity tools together. It's again 8 to 10 different tools, your office productivity, your emails, the project management suite, all of these kind of together into a bundle. We have similar bundles for finance products and HR products. So if you look at it, we have best of breed solutions. Now we have departmental suites. Mm-hmm. So the third natural push was, what if somebody wants to run their entire organization on ZOHO, right? That's when we launched ZOHO One back in 2018, 17 to be precise, 2017 July, August. I think. So this was in making for a long time. And we call it as operating system of the business, because at the end of the day, so we have got customers. ZOHO One has today more than 25,000 organizations, paying organizations using the product. And at an average, customers are using anywhere between 11 to 15 apps within ZOHO One. And there are customers who are using more than 40 apps. ZOHO One today has about 42 apps. So if you look at it, you are running your sales, marketing, finance, HR, operations, and IT department on ZOHO One. So it becomes like your operating system that runs your system. This is an operating system that can run your business. So it's a very easy choice for our customers. They can choose whatever they want among these three different modes of transactions that we have: point solution, departmental suite, or operating system.
What's the trajectory they are usually taking? Where do they start, your customers, and what do they then add on in terms of the available apps?
And do you have a lot of customers, for instance, which utilize you as a front end of an SAP environment, for instance?
We don't have such cases yet. where they are using front end. Although we have cases where they might be having an SAP or Microsoft or any of those products, and they will also have us for certain teams. So so they'll have both the products coexist, and they might have. They also may purchase different products from us that an SAP doesn't have or a Salesforce doesn't have. So there is a lot of coexistence there. And such coexistence kind of an environment, it exists in large businesses. Mostly when small, mid-sized businesses like up to 200 to 500 employees kind of businesses, we are usually the only product for that particular department or that particular problem, right? Yeah.
So when customers are going for ZOHO 1, for example, so where do they typically start?
So they have, it actually, it depends on the need as well, right? So many of them may start with CRM, or they may start with email. So if it's really small business, so if you look at ZOHO 1, the top 5 apps, if you want to take it that way, it will be ZOHO CRM, ZOHO Analytics, ZOHO Books, which is our accounting software, then ZOHO Mail. So these are some of the top 4 or 5 products that they use. And it also varies as per different regions. Some regions you will have, or ZOHO Desk, which is our customer support software, they might be using more. So it's very, the signal is not very constant, right? So people will use it because sometimes what happens, I've seen some customers where they might be just using ZOHO Social, and they'll find, oh, there is ZOHO 1, so let me switch there and start using, because it's so priced so low that it doesn't really matter for them to start using it, experiencing some of the products and start rolling it out. I mean, it just costs 30 euros per month per employee. So it is actually no brainer. So it really depends upon which department within an organization is ready for a new tool. So I was talking to a customer 2 days ago in UK. We're building a very beautiful story with them, and the IT director was saying they've been using ZOHO 1 now for about one and a half years. They started ZOHO 1 with our email marketing tool, ZOHO Campaign, and so far they have got about 12 to 13 different apps within ZOHO 1 they have implemented, and they are taking it phase by phase. So phase by phase, they are replacing or ending the existing license with the vendor, and then they are, implementing ZOHO, one of those apps from ZOHO 1. So it's a stage, it's an IT project. So good thing for that IT director is he doesn't have to deal with multiple vendors. So for him, it is just whenever the team is ready. For example, the latest project he is now working on is HR project. So HR, our SCM tool. So now the HR team is ready. Now they are, uploading the data, exporting the data from the current HR tools to this one. So it's about the departmental maturity, as and when they are ready. So for them, ZOHO 1 always has, the products are already there. So they don't have to do any extra additional invoicing or additional, consultation and stuff like that. Whenever the people are ready, the IT team just sort of implements it.
Continuing with that customer, in how far are they using your extensibility suite?
Which suite, sorry?
Your extensibility. I call it a suite because you got low code, no code, and high code.
Yeah. So I think you're talking about ZOHO Creator.
Yeah, Creator on all levels.
Yeah. So
maybe even part of Catalyst if you're going serverless.
Yeah. So ZOHO Creator, again, it is one of our most mature platforms. It's been around for about 13 years now, or I think a little more than that maybe. And ZOHO Creator has its own, we have our own program scripting language called Deluge. So while you can build low-code applications on ZOHO Creator, if you want to build your own script function, you can use Deluge. So there are over 100,000 developers around the world who have an expertise in Deluge. So it's not. So you will always find somebody who can help you with that. And customers have built close to 5 million apps on ZOHO Creator. So it's quite in that low code space. It has its own fan following, and it's also part of ZOHO One. So some customers, they may have need for a simple application, like for example, registrant. So office visitor app, right? So a very simple case, right? So instead of maintaining a register, you have an app, and with the Creator 5 release that we had a year and a half ago, when you build an app, it automatically renders a mobile app as well, right? So you don't have to build a different app for mobile. So it really helps the development team in saving up costs for developing a mobile app. So many of the customers kind of use that feature to develop apps that are needed on day-to-day basis to automate. And it's also the first step to digitalization, right? So digitalization, it wouldn't happen if you want to digitalize the entire company. You start digitalizing by digitalizing small processes, right? So if it's like office visitor or employee lunch, selection. So these are small apps that reduces the paper usage, right? And customers really like it because then everything is recorded, the data is available, it's all privacy centric, features are available, and they don't have to worry about anything. They don't have to worry about IT infrastructure or security part of it. It's all enabled. So that is quite popular application. We have really large customers using the product, and that also gave us an idea to get into pro code. So we have no code, low code, and pro code, and that pro code is what I'm not a big fan of these terminologies, but then here we are, right? So so this one pro code we launched Catalyst. This was last year. It was completely. We launched a serverless platform. So it is also. It is not part of ZOHO One though. So not every product that we launch is part of ZOHO One. We take a logical kind of a decision whether an organization would need it or not, right? So not everybody would need a serverless platform, for example, right? So it's not part of ZOHO One, but so we haven't really started aggressively promoting it. So we are again doing it on the need basis. When our customers, especially, they have started building some applications on it. So today it supports a few languages, a couple of languages. So it's not, it doesn't support variety of language, but there's an active development going on to sort of. So one of the most interesting things about Catalyst is again, people, developers who are building applications on it, they get access to several hundreds of our microservices. And these microservices are they are essentially powering our apps, right? So these are microservices, for example, for OCR scanning or for captcha, for AI related some features.
Out of curiosity, I raised my hand because it would be most charming to learn some data figures and expectations here for the German market and the European market. Where are you right now from the perspective of listed, registered users in the different product suites, where you can share some numbers with us? And where do you want to develop, for instance, in Germany, in the German market?
Yeah, so we don't share all our numbers because we are a private company. But we do share information that is obviously publicly available, right? So like things like revenues, we don't share. But
I'm not interested in revenues.
Yeah, so we have
ventures.
But we have overall about 50 million active users on our platform, and Germany is in our top 10 markets worldwide, so it's a significant market for us. In Germany, we have about 4,500 customers who are using ZOHO products, and if you look at the most products that has the most adoption, it will be ZOHO CRM, ZOHO One, and there is ZOHO Desk is very it's now getting really popular, and we have been winning some good brands in Germany with ZOHO Desk. What I've also seen is in the last couple of years when I've gone to I've met our customers in Germany or at events, I've seen there is this new found interest on cloud-based desk customer support software, right? So that is also fueling the growth. So we are seeing a lot of migration from existing large vendors. I think it's also because of the larger ecosystem that ZOHO has. So these are and we are also seeing some very good adoption on our marketing tools. So ZOHO Social, ZOHO Campaigns, these are some popular tools in Germany. And as businesses in Germany are getting more digitalized, there is also a small growth we are seeing in creator. So it is more majorly from the Berlin region. I think that's where most of the developers are, where we are seeing a good number of companies trying to see what they can do with those creators. So these are some top tools. Our plans for Germany is definitely to reach out to more and more businesses, to grow our team. That is our biggest focus right now. And set up an office, a bigger office in Germany as whenever we can. So that's what the plan is right now.
Cool.
Talking about ecosystem, how many partners do you have right now over here?
So we have close to 6-7 partners.
Okay.
So these are partners who So, I mean, obviously, I mean, both of you know Natalie. She's been
Yeah.
our oldest partner in Germany. She's been with us
Yeah.
for about 9 years now, and really has helped us, to support our customers and they build our ecosystem in Germany. Similarly, we have partners in Berlin, in Frankfurt, Munich, Bavarian region as well. And we are having more partners, so there's a lot of interest that is coming in, where partners, because they have, now that we have some marketing activities going, so they are seeing more, just reading more about us on the press, in the press, and from customers. So there's also a lot of inbound inquiries coming in for partnership. That is also one of our goals, because we cannot do everything on our own. So we would need partners, and yeah, so we are seeing good interest from that angle as well.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. That's the standard issue with all which are coming to our market, and suddenly we am surprised about the vividness. The moment they overcome the German angst, yeah, and they go and commit for the cloud, and this is we started with Sapphire, so it's 8 o'clock our time, and we approached a very fascinating 1 hour where I didn't have to follow my structure to place the questions as you answered, as you would have known everything already what we wanted to ask. Did I enjoy Yeah, well, that is quite charming to see that on Sapphire, to make that closing approach. What we learned about your organization and the managing people and yourself, you are people with the heart and the right place. Yeah. And you are open-minded. You are talking like a good old neighbor, a friend of us, and this is interesting. Google is having a comment to make here as well. As I about you as a friend. Yeah,
that wasn't even a hey Google.
The point is, we saw that there is a change in SAP. What in the closing notes I really embraced is that the CEO now has a team around himself where the fit of the team looks nice and fitting to me. It gives a certain trust into the market and a clear messaging, such as, okay, we started this brilliant new event with shit, and we had some hurdles to overcome. Such as Google is having now. But what I learned is that they are authentically going for the integration part, not as much for let's go to the big bazaar and get some more debts to carry on our shoulders, like it was with Bill. Christian is showing with the rest of the team that they want to have a solid foundation, which is customers over the world a good message from my perspective, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And my point of view is that they are on a good track and that they are coming back to be a solid and accountable partner. And that is a very interesting story if we imagine that some of the companies which typically would use the other fellows in the market, let's put it that way, in the competition environment, and that you do have a fair chance to become, especially in the organizations which look into different perspectives, not only in the SAP market, which would love to have a front end like yours, start with in the CRM jungle, and that you are a friendly neighbor to rely on, and that with your perspective, starting from Berlin, some partnerships in all over Europe, that you are making your path. This is not the closing word, but it is a bit that I have to wrap up a bit the fantastic session, and that I have to come back to the starting point where we start with SAP and the Sapphire, and some words on that.
Right.
Closing the loop, yeah. So nothing more to say for me, except a big thank you to Suvish. It was great hearing what you had and have to say.
Yeah.
And from my point of view, I really look forward to seeing you here again on this very channel. So,
and again, we appreciate very much that you spent your late evening together with us in the audience. And thank you very much for sharing these moments with you instead of sharing it with your family. We appreciate this highly. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Thomas and Ralph. It was a very interesting conversation. And I look forward to more such conversation with both of you. Thanks. Thanks for inviting.
Sure. Okay. Have a great evening.
You too. Have a good evening.
Whoever is still out there in the wilderness. So
yeah,
the count on Facebook is not 0, so there must be someone out there. And well, see you next time.
That we do have a very reliable audience. Those which started with us, they stayed with us. So this is what is most important in the German market. If you have friends, it's like in the northern parts of Germany, friends are very reliable, trustworthy, you can count on them. It's a bit different like in the area where I was being raised and born in Cologne. There, one evening you drink your beers together and the next evening he doesn't know you again any longer.
Does happen,
yeah. Okay,
okay.
Great to have you here, Thomas. I then will have the official role to end the broadcast now.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Stay safe. Cheers.
Stay safe. Cheers. Bye.